No one is rich enough to buy his memories back. Neither is one wealthy enough to bring to life those good old days we cherish so much. For now, we make do with reliving those memories with fondest thoughts, hoping that the years ahead will be more glorious, not only for us, but specifically for those coming behind us. My name is Abimbola Atta ni Ohikena, and here is my good old days story. Though I hail from Otuo, a town in Owan East local government area of Edo State in Nigeria, I was born in Ondo town, where my parents were working at that time. My late father, Dr. Titus Ohikena, was a university lecturer who later turned politician and later a businessman, while my mom, Mrs. Grace Adola Ohikena, a teacher by profession who eventually retired as a chief inspector of education, is from Ekiti State. The third child out of 5 children, I grew up and spent most of my years in Ibadan, the town of brown rusted roofs. The town we proudly called the largest town in West Africa. I attended Bodija International Nursery and Primary School in Bodija, Ibadan. I remember vividly how one of our aunties, we used to call them aunties, a teacher though, Auntie Shola in Gurube, used to tell us stories, folklores and other morally propelled stories like the Cinderella story, and how we used to love listening to her while seated all around her. Those were stories with lessons that shaped us to be who we have become today, thanks to those great morals. And in those days, we were trained to grow up fast and take responsibility for our actions. Training a child then was not only a parental responsibility, it was also the teacher and the community's duty. I recall a particular episode where I had some black inscriptions on my uniform all around my chest area, and when queried by one of our teachers, I told her it must have been from the auntie who washed my clothes. I won't forget those embarrassing and funny looks around me in a hurry. I instantly realized at that point that I was probably the only student at that age who still got her clothes washed by someone else. Imagine, they all believed I was big enough to wash my clothes. I quickly learned to grow up and take charge of my personal hygiene. I now recall with nostalgia how every evening after school we would all come out on the streets with our bicycles to start racing. Winners of such races would get some fruits as gifts, and by 6:37 p.m. we all knew each and every one of us had to retire into our various homes without being told. Otherwise, it may result into each and every one of us getting flogged right there on the street, and also by any parent, not necessarily your parent, and I mean by any parent, regardless of whether you are a biological child of that parent or not. The communal rule of watching out for every child in the neighborhood then was a constant and not negotiable. I remember my neighbors who were from different backgrounds, because our houses are bungalows all around, and I can recall a few names of each of those families we grew up together with. We had the Babalola family on the right. I was living in Bodija then. There were 2 Babalolas, one from Ogbomoso, the other from Ife. There were the Francis from Port Harcourt area of River State. Their father was the one who wrote the chemistry books we actually used in secondary schools way back. I remember the Byrons, Femi, Juliet, the Dinloyes, the Olaokpas, the Faforas, the Adenles, the Shijuades, the Laoyes and the Akinolas, all around us in Bodija there. The Unifades, the Ajayi-Obis, all from different backgrounds and culture. I remember vividly that the Ajayi-Obis, their mom was Igbo, married to Professor Ajayi-Obe. We were exposed to so much fun, culture, morals, and traditions from other clans. We learned the spirit of living together in harmony. We never knew the difference between race and religion. We genuinely believed in our national anthem then, which says, "Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we all stand." Can we still say the same in our current situation today? After my primary education at Bodija International School, I went on to my secondary school, to St. Theresa College, Ukiado, Ibadan, a Catholic girls' school where I had my secondary education. A school that trained us to be physically fit, educationally sound, and spiritually pious. And from there to International School Ibadan, ISI for my A-levels, and from there still to the prestigious University of Benin, where I obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree in English, and again a Master's degree in Business Administration, MBA, after my National Youth Service year. Those core values of hard work, resilience, sense of purpose, oneness, respect, good manners, and diligence have always been my watchword. Trust was equally essential, and till date it has helped me. Have they paid off? Certainly yes. It has become a moral compass with which I live daily. How can I forget a crucial part of my life? Sports. I started sporting activities at a very young age of 11, for selfish reasons actually, just to be able to buy Iyakim's rice on the way to the stadium at that time. But then I got hooked to the sports. Sports was later to take me to several places I never knew I would get to. I won several laurels, medals in my sporting days. I represented my school, then right from St. Teresa's College, then got selected to represent Oyo State, and all the way to my university days, where I also continued representing the university. And from the university, they again came and picked us out, and we started representing the old Bendel State, till I eventually got picked up for the JF Kennedy competition in the United States of America to represent Nigeria. I was a hockey player, and I was always happy to keep representing. It was so much fun for me. A quick one. 2 things you will never catch me doing: crossing the lawn and engaging in physical fighting, thanks to the lessons of old from St. Teresa's College. I look back with nostalgic feelings. I project forward with wishes for our today's youth to have a taste of those good old days we cherish so much. I am filled with hopes of a greater tomorrow, if and only if we can attempt to change the narrative. How did we get here? What can we do to right the wrongs? Our elders say, when a child falls, he looks forward. But when an elder stumbles, he looks back. Let us look back. Identify the fault lines and do something in the area of our lost core values which made us what and who we are today. In our days, we were never idle. Our parents ensured that we were always kept busy on our toes. Call it a regimented life, from household chores to school to sporting activities to afternoon siesta, a must in every home then, particularly amongst our parents, to homework, to morning and evening devotion, and lots of mind-occupying activities. My mother, for instance, will always give you an essay from a topic from the newspapers. God help you if you don't write well. Let us attempt to go back to our old winning ways. Our youths must not be made idle. They should focus on their interests, whatever it may be it sports, be it learning a trade of some sort along with their education. We should encourage their hobbies. These are things that they can do in their spare time, as it will help curb a lot of crimes. A child must never be too idle. We owe them a duty to guide them right. Failure of mentorship is a failure of leadership. We can certainly change the narrative. Yes, you and I. To this end, I joined Sir Shemure Badejo in this collective drive to ensure our youths have a better and greater tomorrow, and for us too to have a rebirth and do the right thing. Thank you and God bless you.